Hey guys, this is Page from Beebom.com and 2020 is almost over. But don't be too glad because there's still more than 40 days left and anything can happen. Anyway, when it comes to smartphones, well, all of the major launches are done and dusted. So the big question is, which phone should you buy right now? Well, I'll be telling you the best phones to buy in the budget segment, the mid-range segment, the high-end, the flagship segment, the segment where you don't get charges, and earphone segment. So yeah, let's start with the budget segment first. So 10 to 15,000 rupees. Now this is a price segment that's filled with a lot of smartphones, a lot of good phones. So I'm going to divide this into two sections, close to 15K and close to 10K. So starting off with close to 15K, there are a lot of good phones like the Redmi Note 9 Pro and the Poco M2 Pro, basically the same phones. And there's also the Realme 7 and the Realme Narzo 20 Pro, again, very similar phones. But I think the phone to buy in this segment is the Realme 7. Okay, so the Realme 7 starts at rupees 14,999 and I have used this phone in the past as my daily driver. And I feel it's definitely the most well-rounded phone at this price. 90Hz display, G95 chipset, IMX682 sensor, 5000 mAh battery with 30-watt charger. You can see that these specs here are very good, and we did a comparison video of the Realme 7 and the other popular smartphone in this segment, the Note 9 Pro, where the Realme phone won, so it's my choice easily. Now I know there's also the Narzo 20 Pro, a very similar phone at 1000 rupees less with faster 65-watt charging, but a 48 megapixel main camera. And I think the 64 megapixel camera on the Realme 7 is actually a little better, so I prefer the Realme 7. Now say if your budget is around under 10K or at 10K, you still have a lot of good options like the Redmi 9 Prime, the Realme C15, the Moto G9, but I think you should go for the Redmi 9 Prime because of two major reasons. So the first reason is the fact that the Redmi 9 Prime has a full HD display, and the second is that it has the MediaTek G80 chipset. Now I know this is not a phone for hardcore gaming or extensive usage, but it's good value for money, especially with features like the ultra wide angle lens. So yeah, my choice really. Now the specs of the Redmi 9 Prime are good, but I think at this price the MIUI experience is kind of okayish. So you can also wait for the Micro Max in Note 1 at 11K. Unlike what you guys think, I'm actually waiting to get hands on the Micro Max in Note 1 because that seems like a phone that has a very good price to specs ratio. And yeah, but I want to test it before making a judgment. So 15 to 20,000 rupees. Now there are a lot of phones here as well, but I think there are two phones that kind of stand out, the Poco X3 and the Realme 7 Pro. Now both the Poco X3 and the Realme 7 Pro have their advantages, but if you've seen a Realme 7 Pro review, you'd know that I prefer the Realme 7 Pro. See, there are multiple reasons for that. It's more compact and handy, which is a big reason. It has an AMOLED display. Now both of these things are actually why I prefer the Realme 7 Pro. Plus the rest of the phone is good too, as you can see from the specs here. So I honestly don't have any doubts on the Realme 7 Pro at 20K. Moving on to 20 to 30,000 rupees, I think this is a segment that I have very clear thoughts on. See, there are a lot of good phones in this segment, phones with Snapdragon 855 like the Redmi K20 Pro, the Realme X3. But as I've said in the last video, it's not the specs or the processor that matters, it's the overall experience. See, if your budget is around say 25,000 rupees, the phone I think you should buy is the Galaxy M51, which is exactly at 25K. Now, the crazy, insane 7000 mAh battery is great, but I think this is a very good all-round smartphone. The performance is good thanks to the Snapdragon 730G plus One UI combo, and the camera performance is very good in this price. Now, the build could have been more premium, but the phone is decently handy even with that massive battery. So that's a feat, and I like the Galaxy M51. Now, if you're looking for a phone in the 25 to 30,000 price segment, there's the obvious choice, the OnePlus Nord, which I think is also a great choice. So the OnePlus Nord is a phone that I've recommended to a lot of people because it's a great all-around package. It looks modern, has an AMOLED 90Hz display, the performance is solid, and the battery life is decent enough with very fast charging. The cameras, while not extraordinary, are decent enough, so you cannot really go wrong with the OnePlus Nord in this price range. Now 30,000 to 40,000 rupees. Now again, this is a segment there where you get a lot of phones, but I think there are two contrasting phones that you can go for. Now the first phone here is the Pixel 4a, which does not have the most powerful chipset, but brings a very good all-around experience. It is absolutely fantastic when it comes to camera performance. It is an amazingly compact phone. The performance is good with the Pixel experience. So I'm showing you the specs here, but yeah, this is a phone that's all about the experience, and this is a phone that I'm recommending to basically everybody. But let's face it, it stays out of stock a lot, and if you're someone who needs better battery life, a bigger screen, and a little more performance, the Mi 10T or the Mi 10T Pro 2 make a lot of sense. They both have the latest Snapdragon 865 chipsets, they have crazy 144Hz displays, very good camera performance, and big batteries. Now, no AMOLED is an important point to note, but other than that, the Mi 10T at 35K is a very good deal for everything it brings. Now, apart from these phones, there's also the iPhone SE in case you want an iPhone, and a couple of older OnePlus phones in this price range that still kind of makes sense to me. The OnePlus 70 at 37,999 and the OnePlus 8 at 39,999. Okay, so 40 to 50,000 rupees. So here I have two choices, actually three. Let me clear things up. So choice number one, the OnePlus 8T. Starts at rupees 42,000. Great performance with the latest Snapdragon 865 chipset, 120Hz AMOLED, crazy 65W charging, good all-round phone. Second choice, the Galaxy S20 FE. Starts at rupees 44,999. It has 120Hz AMOLED, better cameras than the 8T, including a telephoto lens. And it has things like the IP68 rating and wireless charging, all flagship features. But, and that's the big doubt, Exynos 990. So it's a very tricky position where you have to choose between more performance or more flagship features. I'd personally go with more performance, but I'd love to know your opinion. Anyway, there's also a third option. So the iPhone 11 is usually at more than 50K, but during most sales, it gets to below 50K, making it a great iPhone to buy in the 40 to 50 price segment. I mean, yes, it's last year's iPhone, but I still think it makes a lot of sense because it's still very powerful. It has the modern iPhone design and it has the ultra-wide camera and things like the IP68 rating and wireless charging support. Oh, and by the way, if you get it now, you might get that elusive charging adapter and earphones. Win-win. So the last segment in this video is the above 50K price segment, the premium flagship segment, and you have the OnePlus 8 Pro here, the Galaxy S20 series, the Note 20 and the Note 20 Ultra, and the brand new iPhones. Well, honestly, if you're spending above 50K, I think the iPhones, the new iPhone 12 mini, the iPhone 12, the iPhone 12 Pro, or the iPhone 12 Pro Max, whichever fits your budget, are the way to go. I've tried out the iPhone 12 mini, which by the way, we're also giving away, so make sure to check out that video. And that's just a phone that's brilliant all around. It looks fantastic, it's fast and smooth, it has great camera capabilities. Plus, let's face it, Android flagships can't match iPhone's longevity. So if you're spending that much, honestly, just go for the new iPhones. Well, that was a lot of phones, and yeah, that was our list of the best phones to buy right now. And if you think there's a phone that we kind of missed out on and you think that's great for a particular price segment, just comment down below and make sure to let others know. Also, give this video a like and make sure to share it around so that everyone knows the best phones to buy right now. Lastly, subscribe to our channel for more amazing tech videos. Well, that's me signing off. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.